Hi, Gemini. Yo, people talking mad shit. We had our tower moment. Everybody wants to come out and talk mad shit. Everybody thinks, wake the sleeping dragon. Go ahead. Forgetting that just because one of us is asleep. Dummies. The other one is awake and watching all your ratchetness, watching all your suspect behavior, taking note of every sub and every shot. All you see is the one having the tower moment. But again, there are two of us. It's okay. One of us can have a tower moment. We're good. Like I said, the other one's always keeping watch. And our ideals pay off. We stuck to them, right? We had our tower moment, stuck to our ideals, did what we were supposed to, fight the good fight. And now, in February, what so much seemed like a loss magically turns into our biggest win yet. Cards are static. Ooh. First card out. 5 of Swords. These people are dirty. When I tell you these people want to talk, these are people who, you see how sad the people are in the back? These are people who love to take from you. And they're like, they get a kick out of it. They get a kick out of kicking you when you're down. And you've been seeing a lot of 5 of Swords behavior from the people around you. Like, damn, you really want to cop what I got, huh? Oh, you feel a certain way about what I have, huh? Oh, I didn't realize we were in competition. I certainly, whoa, what is this? And I certainly didn't realize you were trying to steal from me. Damn. Aquarius season is our season. You know that, right? All that air sign energy pours into us, and man, do we need it. And have we been waiting for it? Yes. Why do we need it? What's been going on with us? What was up with that tower moment, and what happens now? What am I talking about? This vindication, this coming to fruition of our ideals. North Node in Cancer. Very good for us. That's our house of money. You get that? Or if you're a Cancer rising, couldn't be better. This is about destiny. It's about us having stuck to our ideals. It's about those tower moments coming out of a place where something about us that's integral to who we are, it's intrinsic to our nature, was either attacked, put on display, and we had to play a game of chicken, if you will, with the universe, which came up in some guise or other and confronted us. And we stuck to our guns because that's what we do. Whenever you meet someone who really knows Geminis, one of the first things they say is stubborn. Oh yeah. We know how to find our light. We know where the light is. You can't talk us out of it. There's no way. We just know. You can't tell me that the sun isn't shining when it is. It's obvious. It's the truth. And by the way, I just learned that one of the older symbolisms of the sun, the child on the horse is considered Gemini. So this is a card that's also considered the Gemini card. So I'm loving it. And it's so funny because I just recently found that out. And then since I found it out, I've been getting the card over and over again. And I'm like, okay, this is another aspect to Gemini energy that we need to explore. Because, and it brings up a good point. Recently, I was reading about how you can have sets of twins who were raised apart, and then when they meet together, if they've never known about each other, if they've never met, when they meet each other, you can tell by their personal disposition, by their personality, which one of them has developed an illness and which one hasn't. So usually it turns out that the one that's more sour has developed some sort of an illness, while the one who's more optimistic and, outgoing and friendly is very healthy. And I found that to be such a read. I had one of those moments that Geminis kind of have, where we have this really tough exterior and then something happens and we're like, bottom of the deck. Ooh, bottom of the deck, 9 of Swords, 9 of Cups. This is such a Gemini reading. Pain turned to, like I said, vindication, fruition, and money. So I had one of those moments where the tough Gemini exterior is suddenly pierced by something, and we have this really gentle reaction of like, it's very few things that elicit that from us. I remember telling my son over this past time that I was in Denmark, he's a Gemini with a Leo rising, that I'd had to have an amnio because he registered so high for brain protein. And he said, well, what's an amnio? And I said, well, they take this really, really long needle and they stick it in your stomach. And his whole face turned pink. And he went, and it was one of the only times in my life that I've seen that reaction from him. And I knew exactly what it was. There's few things that really, get to us. And we've had some moments recently where things have really gotten to us, where we've really, had to look at long-standing ties, long-standing knots that just naturally have been untied and will continue to loosen and untie. And there's really nothing to be done about it. February is the month that brings the closure that perhaps you've been searching for or toying with for years. And it's because the truth is revealed again and again and again. And how is the truth revealed? Well, you keep seeing the opposite of it, and you keep having to stand up to it and reinforce your ideals and reinforce what you believe and what you are. And through this process, the truth comes out more and more from you. This is really, it is a time where everyone is playing chicken with Gemini. They want to see how deep do our feelings and principles run. And they're going to get a good show of it because we're not backing down. There's no such thing. And plus, what's the point of backing down when one of me can be standing in front of you and the other one is coming around behind you? Wouldn't make sense to back down. It would be smarter to stand in front of you, challenge you, and distract you so the other one can whack you in the head. Because you're not looking. And there's no way to keep track of us. That's the thing. So all of that culminates into this star, chariot, sun, ace of pentacles. It's like, yes, you've been taken from. Yes, you've finally, with Aquarian clarity, you can see where there are just people who have been taking from you. I mean, the whole time you've known them. They've just been, and of course this is going to happen because we're on such an upswing. We have all this abundance and we have had it coming in for a while now. So we're really beginning to sort between who are the real ones and who are not. It's just, they're making it obvious themselves. We don't have to do anything. We don't have to test people. People are just giving us their scores. People are testing themselves and we're just like, okay, I may be having some tower moments that I can deal with and my life will move along, but you just showed your ass for no reason. Like, what are you doing? And in some cases, that people showing you who they are is just out of inaction. I think Gemini reaches a place in February where we're like taking stock of who has done what for us and contributed to our lives. And we're beginning to have a lot more respect for how much of a contribution we make. And so we have more respect for ourselves. We have more respect for what we put in, which makes us start to realize and wonder a little bit about people who aren't reciprocating. You see, it's very hard to expect someone to reciprocate when you have no real value of what you're giving. So if you don't take the time to, really big yourself up and say, I do make a very marked contribution to said relationship, said job, said friendship. And what I'm getting back is not only not productive, not helpful, not healthy, but it's actually the antithesis of what I'm giving. It's the negative of it. I'm around people who are suffocating me or judging me or just waiting for that perfect moment to take a shot at me. And we're just kind of like, wow, first of all, you're that calculated? Like, you got time for all that? You had time to be scheming like this for how long on what? Like, if I tell you I don't like you, it's because you're doing something and I don't like it. Like, and like, I've thought this through and I don't like you, but I'm not going to go out of my way to like calculate plans to now show you how much I don't like you. But when people do that to us, we get really, it really bothers us because it's such a move away from authenticity. You got to play all kinds of games and fake who you really are when you scheme. And the more we're sensing these schemers, we might be tempted towards the end of February to scheme ourselves. And you don't want to do that. First of all, because it's against our nature. Remember, the child on the horse. That child is not scheming on nobody for nothing because it doesn't need anything from anybody. The sun provides. You see what I'm saying? The universe provides. We don't need to be scheming on anybody. And yes, of course, there is a side of your nature that's like, and so that brings me back to my point of bottom of the deck, the moon, we'll take that. That brings me back to that point of the Gemini. When I saw that thing about the two twins and how one usually gets sick and the other one doesn't, and it has to do with the personality breakdown, I was just thinking, you know, we have the choice as a Gemini which twin we indulge. And we've talked about this several times, but how do we deal with that in Aquarian season? How do we take these two really, in some ways, opposing, right, forces and get them to cooperate in a time where so much energy is coming in and we can do so much with it? We need both of these twins on board right now. And what's happened is, while one of the twins was going through a tower moment, the other one was kind of trying to learn from it and break it into pieces so it would be digestible to the whole. And I think we do that and continue doing that in February. Now, what makes that easier, because whatever those tower moments were, they're only meant to break apart what is standing on your path of evolution. It was a road. It's a road, and it was a brick wall. It was a brick wall that somehow or another, you know, we've been hitting our head against for so long and we just have not been able to get through. Maybe because we thought we couldn't live without that thing and we didn't want to evolve past it. We can keep our own evolution back for the love of others. We can keep ourselves dumb because we don't want to outsmart, outshine, out-evolve the person we're in love with. We do all kinds of crazy shit like that to stay in our connective space with someone. We don't want to evolve past them, but we move so fast and we learn so fast that kind of lightning pace, it's really hard to keep up with. So we've become trained through experience, a lot of us, to really hold ourselves in and hold ourselves back, just so we don't make it too obvious or impress on anyone else how far we've gone already. You know, they met us a couple of days ago and now, I don't know, a month later, damn, that's where y'all freezing at? Well, it's true. We change. And no, we don't like to be called out about the fact that we'll keep ourselves stupid or dumbed down because we like a certain connection. But I got to tell you, 2019 is not that move. 2020 is a huge, huge opportunity for us. So 2019 is whatever brick walls on that road we have just been stuck at, that we couldn't find a way to jump over, now we break through them. Now there's no more time left. There's no more, let's see if this person can get this done on its own. Now it's like, this doesn't work. Wall is gone, next one. Wall is gone, next one. And no longer will we be able to play this game with ourselves of dumbing ourselves down for whatever reason. Even if it's because we're shy and we don't want the attention, it could be because we want to keep a partner. It could be because we want to be well liked and so we don't want to stick out too much. None of that matters anymore because we are in a place of, actualizing. We don't. So one of the things in Maslow's hierarchy about self-actualization is people who genuinely don't care about the opinion of others. And I think that one is just so apt for us because we are one of those signs that gets really, really close to finding the meaning of life during life and not towards the end of life. Like, we pretty young figure out that things aren't as deep as people think they are, and not everything is something to get worked up about, and not everything is something to be judged and like hold on to. You know, people are always like, oh, Geminis look so young, right? Because we don't hold on to stuff. Like, that person, some people have opinions that they hold on to like an anchor around their heart. You know, and you can tell when they start talking about that particular thing, how much it's aged them, because they're like, in some way they're stuck. Like, we just aren't those type of people. We don't hold on to things like that. And so in Maslow's hierarchy, one of the things that defines a self-actualized person is someone who truly, truly does not look for affirmation or acceptance from the outside. And ironically, you'll often find that those people get the most acceptance and the most attention, because authenticity is lightning in a bottle, and everybody knows it, and we have it in spades. Especially when we're not trying to actively hold ourselves back. So what we've been doing, whether it was for a guy, a girl, a job, a situation, fitting in, whatever it was, a family tie, whatever it was, keep the peace, don't rock the boat, whatever it was, we have been moving at lightning speed, okay? Think about how frustrating this is as a Gemini. We've been moving at lightning speed, except we're so intelligent that one of us is running at lightning speed and the other one is standing there holding him or her back. And because we're equally strong, we can do it. No one else could do that. No one else could hold us back from our evolution ever. Like if you locked a Gemini in a room and was just like, okay, we're not going to tell you anything, we're not going to give you any sensory like this or that, whatever, you're just going to be in here, that Gemini would still get smarter even without that interaction with others, because there's two of us. We'll interact with ourselves, but we'll come up with something. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, no one could actually keep us dumbed down. No one could keep us back from our greatness. Nobody can do it. Only we can do it. And so, of course, if you feel held back, and then it felt like the tower moment was like you, like one twin finally just let go and was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't hold you back. And you went right into that brick wall at light speed. And yeah, you broke through it, but ow. You know, ow, my head, my back. So here we are. And we have some really, really important lunations coming up. Really important. One in a couple of days. Then February, we have the Lunar New Year coming up. We have a lot going on. And every one of those lunations is one twin letting go and just saying, yo, I'm going to just let you run. And it takes a lot for that twin to let go so the other one can run. So what happened personally with me is that something just really traumatic family-wise happened. And for a lot of Geminis, it was family-wise. For a lot of Geminis, it was money-wise. For a lot of, well, no, not so much money-wise, but career-wise. It's interesting what makes the other twin let go. So a lot of times it can only be the tower moment that helps us, because the one holding us back has to be shaken enough somehow that, you know, it doesn't do its job. Okay, so here we are. So now, hopefully, like I said at the beginning, there's two of us, and we'll work in tandem when we're both free. But if one is holding the other back, neither are free. One is imprisoned with the holding, and the other is asking to be imprisoned and being held. So now both twins are free. Both twins are moving forward at the same speed together. So it's like getting to play Super Mario Brothers, but with Luigi and Mario at the same time. I mean, they would kill it, obviously. Like, what couldn't they do if they're, right? Just think about any, like, game, you know, like that, where one person has to go on a journey. Imagine if there were two of them. How much better would they do? They would kill it. That's us. We kill it. So, since we kill it, the only way to not kill it is to hold ourselves back, like I said. So now both twins are going. Lightning speed. Breaking down the walls. 1, 2, 3, right? So here's a wall being broken down. What is keeping you back from your destiny, from your authenticity? What people have you been around you, have you had around you? What thoughts have you held on to? What relationships have you held on to that did nothing but take from you? That have never done anything but take from you? Try to think about the last time these people actually contributed to your life, and you'll be like, wait. Actually, never. Actually, that never happened. Okay, the Chariot and the Sun. When I tell you it's about destiny, when I tell you it's about authenticity, when I tell you it's about us finally revving as fast as we can, like, it's like letting like a Murcielago loose on like the Autobahn. you know, pushing a Lamborghini as fast as it can go. Let's just see. Just for kicks, if you open it up, let's see how fast it can go. That's us right now. Because no more out of whatever obligation, whatever inadequacy, whatever insecurity, whatever fear, no more holding ourselves back. And when we don't hold ourselves back, remember, the star, the chariot, the sun, you know what that is? That's speed. That's so much speed. It's the fuel, the fire, the intent, the purpose, the knowing, the ideology, and you know what? The growing from the pain. Yeah, those tower moments sucked. Yeah, breaking through those walls sucks. But if that's what we have to go through to get in touch with those blessings that have been promised to us, that we know in our gut are coming to us, and we're thinking, where are these blessings? What is going on? I mean, I know you said we were going to have a tower moment, but I didn't know it was going to take up the whole month or the whole season. Well, neither did I, but here we are. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can only do what we can do. Certain things we're not meant to know until we know them, so we can learn what we need to learn. And we knew there was a tower moment coming up, but that's what's so cool about tarot. Just because you know doesn't mean you actually know. It doesn't take away the element of surprise. It doesn't take away the element of learning or insight from whatever, because you can't avoid what you already wrote for yourself, that I want to do it this way and I will learn it this way because then I know I'll come to this conclusion. You can't mess with that. Like, that's just, you did that to yourself. You put yourself where you were. You are one of the twins that's holding the other one back. Like, we have to take accountability here, right? So when we let ourselves loose, this eclipse is going to do a lot. But by the time we come to the new moon and then the full moon in Virgo, I mean, as a Virgo moon, like, watch the Virgo video if you want to know about the full moon in Virgo. By the time, okay, so it's going to start with the eclipse, and then by the time we get to the full moon in Virgo at the end of February, it's like there's this new thing at Lens Crafters where you get your eyes tested and they have you look at a photo of it's like a road. It's like a road that goes on for a long time, okay? So they have you look at this road, and then as you're looking at it, there's a camera that's measuring, like with a laser, what's going on in your eyes. So it measures, and as it measures, it's making these adjustments, and the picture is getting clearer and clearer and clearer. And then there's this sweet spot moment where the photo becomes clearer than anything you've ever looked at or seen. Like, it just becomes crystal clear, especially if you wear glasses or contacts or whatever. You've probably never seen anything at that distance that clearly. And for that sweet spot moment, you can see the road, and then it snaps your thing, and that's your prescription. Of course, you have to have other tests just because they want to also check. But I suspect that there will come a time when, to get an eye prescription, all you have to do is go stand in front of a laser thing, and it'll measure you, and the computer will spit something out and say, here you go. Or maybe they'll just do it for you in your eyes with the laser. So, but that moment where everything and it's interesting, the exercise that your eyes go through, because you've never done something like this before, so you're kind of like, oh, this is fun, and then you see this road, and your natural instinct as a human, and perhaps our natural curiosity as Geminis, is what's down that road, or I would like to go down that road, or let me see that road. And so as you're straining and striving to see, which you cannot, the computer, or the universe in this case, in this larger fractal sense that, you know, this makes sense, is making adjustments consistently to give you the perfect vision. And February, especially towards the end of February, Aquarius season is sharpened perfect vision. Now, what happens when Gemini has sharpened perfect vision? It's a good question. Many things happen. We succeed. Once we see the road, we can run down it very quickly. We can perceive all obstacles that are left. And we just have so much to look forward to. Let the 10 of Wands not be lost on you in terms of what we were talking about. The road is long and the work is hard, and we are happy to get started. 9 of Cups to 10 of Wands, I'll take it. Our journey only just begins. Wherever you are in your life right now, just know, Gemini, that you are heading towards such satisfaction and bliss, because finally we're allowing ourselves to be who we are. And we're finally learning this key lesson that perhaps Aquarians are born knowing, that it is only that person that likes the authentic you, the you who isn't being held back, the you who is evolving at lightning speed, the you who is busting down every wall and is so quick down that road that very few people, a very rarefied group, even sees you. Once you realize that that intelligence, that speed, that inability of everyone around you to keep up with you is actually the most attractive and most beautiful thing about you, and the more enthusiastic you become about it, the quicker you'll get. So telescopic evolution. The quicker you get, the smarter you get, the more you love yourself, the more you come from a place of, I'm not holding myself back for anybody, regardless of what tied me or held me once. The more you embrace this power, the longer, the more satisfying, the more financially prosperous that road becomes, and the more fun you have. This is a time of not loving yourself, but falling in love with who you've always been that you perhaps haven't let anyone see. And now we can't help it. We want to just, tell everybody we want to go out there, go be around people, go talk to people. You have this like newfound confidence, right? After this tower moment, you're kind of like, okay, well, I thought if that ever happened, or if I ever realized that, or if I ever let myself actually get past this emotional tie or this bond, that I wouldn't be me anymore. And here you are, and you're not just you, you're better you. You're an even better you. You're you 2.0. So it's like, bet, like 2019 me is lit. I'm just going to keep being this. And then, and there's a very simplistic, childlike switch that goes off in the Gemini brain where we realize like, oh wait, just be me? Are you sure? Is that okay? Because like if I'm just me, it's going to get real fast. No, like, are you sure? Should I just be me? And 2019, especially February, Aquarian season, they're so into acceptance and really cherishing people for their differences and how strange things can be, and really, they thrive and flourish with this idea of eclectic, everything is different and everyone is unique. And so Aquarius season really embraces us. Aquarius season is really good for us because we are so different. We are so weird. If we did let ourselves just be ourselves, it would get extra in, a second. It would be totally like all the time. But that's who we are. And it's wonderful. And I think we'll be surprised that if we let ourselves go, first of all, it won't remain that explosive because we'll actually be getting it out more healthily and all the time. But also just that people really love us and they need us, even when we're opposing them, even when we stand in strong opposition to their ideals with our ideals. Ultimately, sorry for everybody else who's cross-watching, who maybe has like a struggle going on with a Gemini, a power struggle. This time we win. This time, whatever ideology we're sticking with, we win because we are looking at it from a broader perspective. And from that broader perspective, our ideals stand. Now, towards the end of the month, you have to be careful. I would be careful towards the end of the month just because we have a tendency to while out towards the end of the month, like every month, but also because like something's going to happen that you're going to have to make a really quick snap decision about on whether to be stubborn about it or not. And I already said we're really, really stubborn. And like people around you are going to be like, don't be petty about this one. Trust me when I tell you this time, don't be petty. And I'm telling you that even me, like I'm going to make like a little note to myself, like Umber, for real, this time, don't be petty. Like, I know I tell you this a lot, but I can't stress it enough this time. We've been building and we got a lot riding on whatever we got going on. We're proud of what we've done. At the end of February, don't be petty. Just remember my words like a bell. Like as soon as that thing happens that makes you go, oh, you know what? Whenever you get there, just remember what I said. Don't be petty. Let it go. Let it be your good Samaritan act of the year. Let it go. Don't be petty. Don't be petty. Don't be petty. Just say it's God's work. God will reward you in some other way for letting that peon of a person live. Don't say nothing to them. Don't respond, because I'm going to tell you what, it's a trap. I feel it in my heart. It's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap to take from you everything that you've built, because people around you can't stand how happy, how successful, how abundant you are right now. It's a trap. Don't fall for it. We are De Niro. I'm telling you, we're De Niro at the end of Heat. He has the option to just not even get in the car. Stay in the car. Holmes, not even get in the car. Just stay in the car. Stay in the car with your girl and bounce. Nobody knows how you're getting out. Nobody knows anything. Just stay in the car with your girl, drive, follow your plan, get out. And instead, he goes in there in the hotel after Waingro, because just like Waingro can't help what Waingro is, De Niro can't help what De Niro is, and he ends up dying for it. We're not doing this. We're going to stay in the car with our girl and follow our escape plan and go to Madagascar. Okay? That's what we're doing. So just remember, don't be petty. Well, what's it going to be about? I don't know, but it's going to be a trigger. It's going to be a trigger. Just don't be petty. Whatever you do, just, I'm telling you, let it be your good Samaritan act for the year of 2019. Get it out of the way in February. Boom. Whatever it is, just be like, God bless you. God bless us all. God bless us all. Just trust me. It's a little bit of a karmic, like, just take it out your purse and throw it. Just, here you go. Take that. You can take that. You can take that. Enough of them. Just take that and go, please. Just let them have it. You have so much. Okay? And we have so much to do. Okay? Also around this time, if you want to take a really good look at your money situation and just make some like adult plans for this year, that's good too. Because there's going to be a lot of money coming in. You want to get organized. Also, the sun, the chariot, the star. If there's like somebody you've really been thinking about missing, they might show up. Especially if they feel like they have a bone to pick with you. They might want to talk. That's okay, it's good. It's all part of this running at lightning speed. Yo, let yourself go. Read all the things that you want to read that you don't read. Watch all the things you want to watch but you don't watch because you don't want your friends to think you're weird. Say all the things that you're thinking and nobody wants you to say. Just be you. Just be weird. Be you. Be you 2.0. Be you without being held back by the other twin. And just remember, whenever you want that other twin to start holding you back again, just remember how difficult it is to let go then. And how bad the tower moments have to get for us to let go again. So let's not go there again. And yes, you see a bunch of walls down that road. Now that your vision is really clear, you see all those walls. Good. Put your head down, run right through them. Or, you know, be a quintessential Gemini. Just jump over that bitch. We're mutable air. We're the sky. We're mutable air. We are the sky. Fuck a road. Fuck a wall. Can't hold us back. Queen of Pentacles, Four of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Cups. Can't hold us back. What you talking about? I want to talk astrology and planetary movements. And for that, I want my papers and I want you looking at the cards. This is a Vector Hearts t-shirt. This one's not actually for sale. But I give them away as like fun treats at the satsangs. But I will put it up for sale if you want it. It's just like a much larger version of the Vector sweatshirt, but it's a t-shirt. You can sleep in it, blah, blah, blah. I love it. So the sacred geometry stuff, how it affects your water crystals, what sacred geometry is all about, the geometrical shape of the void, all of this we are talking about in this weekend's podcast, Revolution Ramblings. You can find it on iTunes, on Spotify, on Stitcher, on Overcast. It's everywhere. We are top 100 in religion and spirituality in the world. Thank you to all of you. And And this weekend, we're talking about all of this stuff. And this is part of a Vector Heart guided meditation that's based on the shamanic ancient Chinese 8 gates meditation that helps you leave the body and astral travel. So we've been having a lot of fun in the podcast space. The RevFam, hashtag RevFam, is everything. And between the podcast, Instagram, and this platform, we have really been bonding. So if you're a little late to the party, that's okay. We are very welcoming and very friendly, so come on over and hang out. You can find the merchandise in the scrolling bar below, and if not, check out ambercon.com and it'll be there. Let's look at these cards, because this reading's fucking phenomenal. You see, all that stuff that happened, that was just a 9 of... Fine. And yes, have there been people around for a long time that all they did was take, or you let their memory take from you, or whatever was going on? Did you let this happen? Yes. But what happens when you ultimately realize that this person is actually you? That you are the one that was taking from you. How are you taking from you? Because you were the one holding you back. There are levels to this self-realization stuff. I'm telling you, it's nobody else's fault. And that's what we need to get away from as Geminis. It's nobody else's fault. Whatever we were doing to keep ourselves from going down that road. First of all, like I said, fuck a road, fuck a wall. There's no, we're the sky. We're the vastness that is Gemini doesn't need things like roads or walls, but okay, we put ourselves on this road and we put these walls up and then we made one of us hold the other one. So ultimately, no matter how that manifested in our life, we were doing it. That 5 of Swords is us. So fine. So what? Like, that's also one of the great things about being a Gemini. So what? Cool. I made a mistake. What, you never made a mistake? Fine, I made a mistake. I learned from it. Cool. Moving on. What are we doing now? Well, now, bitch, be you. And the whole world comes running, because if you can be humble enough to accept where you are inadequate, and thus you can change it and become in that way inadequate and evolve because you can see your weaknesses, anyone and everyone loses their power over you because you truly don't care about anybody else's affirmation or approval. You are just walking authentically down your road and getting better and better. So if you fall down, you get back up and you say, and you keep going. And if anybody on the side of the road says, oh, look, you fell, you go, oh, look, you're sitting by the side of the road. I guess you fall. That means you fell and never got back up? Is that why you sit here commenting on what other people are doing? Because I fell and got back up and, kept it moving. But you still sitting here commenting on what I did. Did you fall down and never get back up? Because that's what it looks like. Or are you just crawling down your life path? That's why you got time. I'm just wondering. I'll wait though. I love you guys so much. Don't worry. We're fine. We're fine. Let's look at these cards. Love you. Hi, Gemini. So, excuse me. Take a look. We realize what is keeping us from our destiny, from our life path, from our ultimate success. Excuse me. Major Arcana guidance. Let's go through it. Your path becomes clear in Aquarius season. Your mind is clear. The air feeds you. North Node in Cancer directs you, opens things up like the sun shining. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Yellow, 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 yellow. Nervousness, a little bit of anxiety, but also great success. Knowing of oneself is what this looks like to me. We'll look at that more in the extended internal work, life path stuff, destiny, Kismet, whatever you want to call it. The changeover here and the constant struggle to stay on one side or the other. We have the Virgo full moon and we have a new moon on the 4th. And for us, it really is about the ways in which money is coming to us, the ways in which we're going to handle money, the ways in which we think, what our ideologies are about money, contribution, love. Our ideologies are
up for question this month as well, internally. That has to do with what about us is stealing from us. What is the fabricated wall that we put on our own road? The moon illuminating these things, but also great presence, great opportunity, money coming in out of the blue, making you feel very good, very secure. We'll look at this in terms of money. We'll shuffle out and clarify in terms of finance. Ending the month feeling great. But it's more than feeling great. It's excited. That's where all the yellow with the anxiety comes in. It's anticipation. It's knowing that not only is it great, but it's getting better and better. And when I say it's getting better and better, I mean, just look here at how much positivity there is. Sure, there are tumults and ups and downs. We do have a tempestuous relationship with fate, it can be said, because we know our road and we know what's down that road. And we know that we're more than capable. And yet we do battle within ourselves constantly and consistently because we want to be better. And we don't shy away generally from the roads that we have to walk down and the walls we've put up on them. And we don't generally shy away from what it is about ourselves that we need to see more clearly. But if this isn't about you, if this really is about someone who you feel has taken from you, either an Aquarius or a Cancer, we'll look at that as well. But that seems very specific to go into here. Regardless of who you feel has treated you how, this month sees you get over it pretty quickly. And after that, things just open up like a faucet. When it rains, it pours, and it is pouring. Partnership, love, money, success, and all the problems that come with it. It's going to be an interesting extended. I want to look at the marriage aspects indicated here because it's pretty obvious. Something started now could result in marriage in about a year. I want to look at money here in terms of career direction and what we need to look out for. And then just life path stuff up here. And we can shuffle out for relationships as well. Overall, though, as a general, from light to dark and back from dark to light we go. And each time we emerge smarter, better, more insightful, more clever, if that's possible. The moon will be good for us. Not for many, but for us it will. We need that Sister Mercury energy right now. And we can make really good use of it if we know how to channel it. Especially when it comes to organizing finances, being honest with yourself about what's keeping you off your life path, and being optimistic and enthusiastic enough to be receptive to what the future holds, although it might not look the way you had once wished it would look, because what you had wished for wasn't what you thought, honey. All right? All right, I'm going to do the extended right now. I'll see you in a minute. Have a good February. Love you.